Tetsuo Takahashi, a biology teacher, finds himself surprised in a world where a small number of people are demi-humans when he discovers that the new maths teacher at his school is a succubus named Sakie Satou. As Tetsuo struggles to communicate with Sakie due to her efforts to control her powers, Hikari Takanashi, one of Tetsuo's students who happens to be a vampire, seeks his assistance in transporting her headless dullahan classmate, Kyouko Machi, to the nurse's office. The following day, Tetsuo meets Hikari's human twin sister, Himari, and spends some time with Hikari, learning about real-world vampires. Subsequently, Hikari develops a friendship with Kyouko, who had been facing difficulties discussing her demi-nature with her peers, and encourages her to express her gratitude to Tetsuo by writing a thank-you letter offering to talk with him whenever she desires. Engaging in a conversation with Kyouko, Tetsuo dedicates some time to understanding how she copes with her dullahan form and the challenges she faces when it comes to forming friendships. Upon receiving advice on how to initiate interaction with her peers, Kyouko makes a request to Tetsuo, asking him to embrace her head. Later on, Hikari arranges a mock date for Kyouko and Tetsuo, with Tetsuo carrying Kyoko's head while Hikari keeps her body at her own place. During their time together, Kyouko confides in Tetsuo about her worries concerning Yuki Kusakabe, their Snow Woman classmate. Drawing from the knowledge he acquired, Tetsuo approaches the principal and arranges for Kyouko to use a backpack instead of the standard bag, making it easier for her to carry her head. This act is noticed only by Sakie. Amidst her efforts to prevent men from being influenced by her natural aphrodisiac, Sakie finds herself developing feelings for Tetsuo, assuming that he remains unaffected by it. In the meantime, Tetsuo engages in a conversation with Hikari, seeking to understand the correlation between blood-sucking and romantic relationships. Kyouko, on the other hand, confides in Sakie about her infatuation with Tetsuo, seeking advice on matters of love, despite Sakie's limited personal experience in that area. At a later time, Yuki becomes distressed upon overhearing some girls gossiping negatively about her, accusing her of arrogance. In her distress, Yuki reaches out to Tetsuo, seeking his assistance. Yuki's anxiety arises from the fear of being subjected to gossip due to her demi-human status. Seeking guidance, Tetsuo turns to Sakie, who believes that Yuki's personal struggles are intertwined with her demi-nature. Catching wind of their conversation, Hikari takes it upon herself to confront the girls directly, mustering all her courage to condemn their hurtful gossiping. Impressed by Hikari's unwavering determination, which stems from a promise she made with Himari, the girls apologize to Yuki once she explains her cautious behavior and the reasons behind it. The following day, Tetsuo gathers the demis together and encourages them to support one another. Hikari seizes the opportunity to transform the meeting into an impromptu session of hugs. Later, Tetsuo walks home alongside Himari, who still harbors skepticism towards him. However, her perception of him undergoes a shift when Tetsuo elucidates the significance of understanding demis by acknowledging their human personalities and the challenges they face as demi-humans. Yuki recounts to Tetsuo an incident from before she entered high school, where ice particles formed in her bath, triggering her anxiety about the potential harm her Snow Woman abilities could cause. In an attempt to find a solution, Tetsuo delves into various folklore and devises a plan for Yuki to soak her feet in a hot bath while immersing herself in the darker legends surrounding Snow Women. As a result, ice particles begin to form, leading Tetsuo to deduce that the frozen sweat from Yuki's feet, induced by emotional stress, is the source of her powers. This discovery brings immense relief to Yuki as she realizes that her abilities are not inherently harmful to others, prompting her to embrace a newfound self-acceptance. Subsequently, Yuki spends quality time with Hikari and Kyouko, fostering stronger bonds of friendship between them. Tetsuo receives an invitation to visit the Takanashi household, where he engages in a conversation with Hikari and Himari's father, all the while witnessing the ongoing conflicts between the two sisters. The following day, Himari reprimands Hikari for her inability to manage her own hair, prompting Tetsuo to suggest that, as a vampire, Hikari may not be able to see her reflection in the mirror. This statement evokes a sense of guilt in Himari for her previous actions until she realizes that the superstition surrounding vampires and mirrors is indeed false. Later on, Kyouko finds herself in the biology prep room with Tetsuo, who appears to be asleep, oblivious to the fact that he is actually awake. Sakie encounters a boy called Kurtz, who turns out to be a police detective working for Yugaki, an old friend of hers. When Sakie expresses her curiosity about Tetsuo, Yugaki informs her that Tetsuo was indeed influenced by her aphrodisiac, despite pretending otherwise to spare her feelings. In a separate incident, Kurtz reprimands several male students for secretly taking photos of Sakie, while Tetsuo discusses his experiences with Yugaki regarding his involvement in a demi-human division, specifically incidents involving succubi. Yuki attempts to conceal her guilty pleasure of reading classic gag manga when Sakie discovers one of her accidentally dropped books. Hikari, taken aback by Kyoko's intelligence, surpassing her initial assumptions, requests Kyoko's assistance with her studies, hoping to earn praise from Tetsuo. Eventually, Hikari organizes a competition among the group to determine whose arm she would prefer to playfully bite. Upon Yugaki's encouragement, Sakie approaches Tetsuo with the purpose of utilizing her aphrodisiac influence on him. However, she becomes captivated by his hypothesis on the nature of authentic affection towards a succubus. Afterwards, Yuki seeks Tetsuo's guidance in mastering her snow woman abilities to combat the summer heat. Subsequent to an exceedingly sweltering physical education class, Kyouko attempts to alleviate the group's temperature by sharing a chilling ghost story. After Hikari boasts about kissing Tetsuo on the cheek, Kyouko decides to seek a kiss for herself, but receives a reprimand from Tetsuo when she nearly leans in too far. In an effort to apologize and offer additional research on demi-humans, Kyouko accompanies Tetsuo to his former university where they meet his friend Suma. Suma holds the belief that Kyoko's neck serves as a wormhole connecting her head to another dimension. Intrigued by Suma's theories regarding the space-time potential of a dullahan, Kyouko develops a newfound interest in delving deeper into dullahan research. While Tetsuo searches for a solution to help Hikari and Yuki cope with the summer heat, the vice principal cautions him not to overly prioritize the demi-students who currently depend solely on him. In light of this conflict, several regular students, including those who previously bullied Yuki, privately discuss how they can foster better relationships with their demi-classmates. Sensing Tetsuo's distancing himself due to the situation, the girls send him a video message expressing gratitude for his support while Hikari personally expresses her thanks. The following day, the vice principal reconsiders his decision, recognizing the positive impact of Tetsuo's efforts on both the demi-human and human students. Although Tetsuo has reservations about Hikari's tolerance to sunlight, he grants her and the rest of the group permission to reserve the outdoor pool, extending an invitation to Sakie as well. While the girls indulge in their enjoyment, Sakie tries to muster the courage to ask Tetsuo out, and Kyouko engages in a conversation about the mythical tales surrounding dullahans, resulting in her submerging her head underwater for the first time. Following the incident, Hikari clarifies that her intention was for everyone to have a good time rather than going out of their way to accommodate her. In the summer break, Tetsuo invites Sakie to accompany him on patrol duty during the community's summer festival, attended by the Demis as well as Himari and her friends. As both groups opt to explore a nearby shrine, they get startled by peculiar incidents only to realize that they are causing the fright themselves. With the start of the next term, Tetsuo engages in a conversation with an invisible woman named Matsuri.
I hope you liked the recap. If so, don't forget to subscribe and like it.